When I opened my salon, I was 20 years old, which made no sense. Literally made no sense. When I opened my salon, I was 20. I had no business in most people's eyes opening a salon. And not of the kind of salon that I opened, which was legit, right? Wasn't just like some little shanty, like calling it a salon. And it's like, you know, it was legit, right? We had 14 stations, an esthetician room, a break room, like a big boutique area. Like, it was amazing. It was amazing when I first opened. It's still amazing now, but it's so different. And so much bigger, and just with less stations, and life goes on, and business changes. But like, my salon was amazing. It made no sense. It made no sense what I was doing. Everyone was like, okay, cool. You're 20 years old and you're opening a salon. Sure, I bet it's made out of Play-Doh. Cool. And you're not a hairdresser. Like, this makes no sense. And so I was having a conversation actually with my business coach, and we were talking about doing it when it makes no sense. I'm at the time of recording, I have a 5-month-old baby and a 2.5-year-old. And so I'm a new mom for the second time. And something that, my mom said to me when I had our daughter, who's our toddler now, was, nobody knows your baby like you do. You're the only one that knows your baby this well. Because I was like, I don't know what to do, like in those moments. And she's like, well, nobody else does either. And only you know your baby. Like when I was worried if she was sick or upset or, like, because who could know my baby better than me? Like, I mean, I grew her. It's so weird. It's fascinating and mind-blowing and a miracle and biggest blessing and all those things. But it's and that stuck with me as a mom. So if you are a mom or want to be a mom, keep that in your back pocket, because that's really so true and so invaluable. However, the same thing is true about your business. No one knows your business better than you do. And so if you have an idea and something that you want to do when it makes no sense, but you have conviction in yourself, you believe in your core that you should do it, you should freaking try. You should do it. You should do it. You shouldn't let anyone else's opinion freaking matter. You should just freaking go for it. And that is the real truth, because you have to show up for yourself no matter what every day, right? If you're audacious and have goals and own a business and all that, you got to show up, right? Or your business is going to deteriorate at a rapid speed. So like, look, show up when you want it. Show up. You're going to have to continue to go for it, but also continue to go for it because you want it. Does that make sense? Like, you're going to have to show up when you want something. But like, you want to show up when you want something. So continue to go for it. When you have those nudges, when you have those downloads, when you have those drop-ins or whatever people call them, I just think it's an idea. You don't need to know the outcome. You need to just do it. You need to say, I'm going to try. I'm going to try. And I'm going to see where I land. I'm going to see where I land, because this is too good to skip. And I'm worth it, right? There's this saying, and I don't like to use it too much, because for a while I used it a lot and I thought that could become like flippant, and I don't want that to happen. But I think it's important that as business owners, we remember that we are an investment when we invest in ourselves. And if you are not willing to invest in yourself, then you believe that you are a gamble. You're not sure, right? Like, you're just not sure. And that's why you're not investing. Because if you believed in yourself, then you would do the investment. Like, you're either an investment or you're a gamble. And that can change from situation to situation to situation. But if you have something that you want to do, like, do it when it makes no sense. Do it when it's something that you believe in and that everyone else says this makes no sense. When I became an educator with KMS and Goldwell, it made no sense. I was a hairdresser for like 2.5 seconds. I didn't fit the qualifications on their resume, but they asked me if I would apply. So I was like, okay, all right. I didn't want to do it. My dad had just died. I was in a funk. I didn't really want another job. I didn't even really want my salon at that point. Life gets hard with death, and that's just life. And I was kind of in it, and I just thought, like, I don't want to do this. And like, I don't know, like, it made no sense. But there was something that said, Lexi, you got to do this. Oh my gosh, what a wonderful experience that was. I wouldn't be half of the teacher, the actual educator that I am today without the training. Like, they taught me how, now they didn't teach me a lot of the things that I already knew about because I went to college and thought I was going to be a teacher and had been an educator before. And I had lots of prep and stuff that in my life, you know, like my mom had put me in public speaking as a young child and whatever. But like, they taught me things about adult education. They taught me things in our beauty industry that I didn't know. They opened doors for me so that I could become, that was the first influencer, right? Like, the first influencer job that I had was with them. And it like, it didn't make any sense, but I went for it. I showed up when it made no sense because I thought, well, I'm just going to do it. I drove my sweet little self up to freaking LA in the depths of some weird hotel to go interview, and I taught people how to tie a scarf. Like, are you kidding? It made no sense, but I showed up anyways for their interviews. I don't know if they still do it, but if you ever want to know, you have to teach something that is not hair related. So you could literally teach someone how to make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. You could teach people, like, it doesn't have to be I taught people how to tie a scarf, and like, cool. They were very in at that moment of time. What year was that? Like 2010, maybe. You know, it was pretty chic. We did the loop and pull, the like European thing. You know, nobody really wears a scarf anymore, but when it's cold enough, you might. But you know what I mean? Like, it made no sense, but I showed up, I went for it, and here I am now. Right? Like, you never know, but when you have that nudge, you have to remember you are an investment when you invest in yourself. You're only a gamble when you choose not to invest in yourself. So take that for what it's worth, but remember, like, you've got to show up for you when it makes sense for you, not for other people.